Coming to you live from historic Bancroft Memorial Park, this is the voice of the Bandits, Mitchell Kieran, welcoming you back to baseball and back home for your Bancroft Bandits as they return to Memorial Park for the third game from the home field this season. We got ourselves a good turnout from both the hometown boys, the Bancroft Bandits, and the visiting Carroll Merchants. Bancroft enters tonight with a 4-game winning streak, winning all 4 of their first games. 2 against Albert Lee and 2 against Fort Dodge. 1 home and 1 away against both those teams. Carroll Merchants coming into tonight's contest with an overall record of 3-2. Second straight night for them on the road, as last night they won an offensive shootout 14-9 over the Albert Lee Lakers on the road at Albert Lee at Hike Field. Tonight we got a pair of right-handed pitchers going toe-to-toe. It will be Tyler Jacobson from Elkhorn, Iowa, pitching for the Merchants, and Nico Mayoral, 6'1" right-hander out of Mountain View, California, pitching for your Bancroft Bandits. It'll be his second appearance. First time we saw great command for 2 complete innings pitched, only giving up 1 base runner against the Fort Dodge Gypsum Miners, 1 strikeout, but he had great command on his pitches. He was spotted up very nicely and got outs. Important things for a pitcher to do so, as Bancroft winning their first 4 games, and last night it was not exactly a sound victory as it had been in the first 3 games. They had to come from behind after trailing 6-2 to the Fort Dodge Gypsum Miners on the road for the first 5 innings. And then a grand slam courtesy of Bobby Galindo was able to tie things up in the top of the 6th. And from there, Bancroft was able to go on to win the game by 4, 10-6. And a nice comeback win. We saw great performances at the plate from Lance Russell, 2 for 3 with a home run in his first swing of the game, 2 stolen bases, also reaching base by a walk and a hit by pitch. Julian Galindo also got on base a healthy amount of times, going 3 for 4, scoring 2 runs and a stolen base. Tyler Boggs went 1 for 4 and had 1 runner thrown out at catcher. But however, it was a crucial hit through the 5-6 hole that had the go-ahead RBI for the Bandits to retake the lead in the 8th inning. And of course, as mentioned, the player of the game reigning tonight will be the first baseman, Bobby Galindo. 1 for 4, he also drew a walk, but it was the biggest hit of the game, that grand slam to right field. So try to make sure you keep an eye out on Bobby today, looking for another big swing from him. Pitching-wise, it wasn't exactly the best start from Niall Ball. Not a whole lot of things going his way. However, he still competed and was still able to strike out 5 batters through 3 complete innings pitched, but then we saw great performances out of the bullpen from Augie Cupcakes Voigt, 4 strikeouts, only 1 hit given up in 3 complete innings. And then the winning pitcher, Austin Atwood, out of Alcorn State, came in and threw 3 complete innings with 5 strikeouts, only 1 hit given up, and both Voigt and Atwood holding the Gypsum Miners scoreless. And we were able to sit down with head coach Michael Kieran, who started off a 4-0 record coming into tonight's contest. And it's going to be a very tough contest, as this is the first time that he's going to be seeing Carroll in the 2019 summer, as obviously Kieran led the Albert Lee Lakers to their first title in the Pioneer League last summer with a 34-6 overall record. But it was that second place finish with the Carroll Merchants, as obviously in the first year in the Pioneer League, they were the runner-up finish to the Storm Lake Whitecaps, who they have been able to bat very well against in the opening games this summer. So we're going to take you now to that pregame interview with head coach Michael Kieran and how he prepared for the Carroll Merchants in tonight. Standing in now with head coach of the Bandits, Michael Kieran, as he's looking to start off 5-0 on the 2019 summer season. So, Michael, obviously tonight, how are you looking to adjust to the Carroll Merchants?
Carroll, is a team that's been playing well the past couple games. They've been swinging it well. They've been playing, pretty good defense. They've been running well on the bases, and they have a pretty good bullpen. So we're gonna have to figure out a way to play to our potential and score runs early and often.
Obviously, a 4-0 start to the season, but last night you might have stuttered out of the gates in the first half. Down 6-2, you later came back and won the game 10-6. Allow me to talk about Just summarize a little bit what went wrong and then how you guys adjusted on the comeback victory last night.
Yeah, I mean, the game didn't start on time, so Niall was a little bit, he wasn't in his routine, so to speak. And then, so he struggled. We gave the ball to Augie in the fourth, and he threw really well for 3 innings. We brought Austin in for the last 3, and he shoved and got out of a couple jams, and he did a really nice job.
We're also seeing tonight the debut of tonight's leadoff hitter and designated hitter in the Bandits lineup, Daniel Hernandez. Talk a little bit about the player we can expect to see tonight.
Dan, yeah, he's a very experienced player from New Mexico Junior College. Plays infield for us tonight. He'll DH and lead off. I expect him to have a really good night. He's a guy that can hit for power, hit for average. He's fast as well. So I think he'll be a good element in our lineup.
Mike, thanks for your time. Good luck tonight. Thank you. And that was the pregame interview with the Bandits head coach Michael Kieran as he summarized last night's 10-6 comeback victory over the Fort Dodge Gypsum Miners. So obviously he has the numbers of Albert Lee and Fort Dodge thus far, taking 2 games so far from each of them. But this is going to be the first game of the season of Bancroft versus Carroll, and we'll be back here at Memorial Park tonight. First pitch scheduled for about 23 minutes from now. We got beautiful weather, a nice wind, however, it's blowing in. So we might not see a whole lot of long balls tonight on the mound. Once again, Nico Mayoral. We could potentially also be seeing the likes of Ryan Bird, a left-handed pitcher out of Southern Illinois University Eastern, a Division I. And it's safe to say in the first game of the season, he came in and shoved against the Albert Lee Lakers. Only recorded 2 base runners on courtesy of walks, but obviously 12 outs in 4 innings. 10 of those were strikeouts. So the arm angles and just the overall movement on his pitches showed a lot of prowess on the mound. So we could potentially be seeing number 34, Ryan Bird, once again. And the bullpen could go from there to see the likes of Julian Galindo, as he won't be in the batting lineup tonight despite going 3 for 4 last night, as we could potentially be seeing him. So look out for Mayoral, a right-hander, and then 2 crisp left-handers in Ryan Bird and Julian Galindo out of the bullpen later tonight. And as I mentioned, we had a debut for the Bandits last night, as it was Adrian Torres. Batted cleanup and went 2 for 3, a very smooth swing at the plate. Drove in a run, scored 1, and also drew a walk, so we got on base 3 of the 4 at-bats that he had last night. And now he'll be joined by a teammate from this past spring at New Mexico Junior College in Daniel Hernandez. So if we could recollect on the springs that these 2 players had, the New Mexico Junior College Thunderbirds are fresh off of a JUCO World Series appearance where both Hernandez and Torres went yard against the best of the best pitching that the JUCO college baseball has to offer. So the spring stats for Adrian Torres as a true freshman and a former draft pick for the Boston Red Sox. In 195 at-bats, he had 70 base hits, 14 doubles, 12 home runs, 48 RBIs, drew 34 walks, stole 12 bases, and had a batting average of .361. And if you think it can't get much better than that, it can. A sophomore for the Thunderbirds, Daniel Hernandez, started all 59 games, had 214 at-bats, team high 91 hits, 13 doubles, 10 long balls, team high 60 RBIs, drew 33 walks at an on-base percentage of .500 even, .664 slugging percentage, and an astounding .425 batting average. So Torres will be in the 3-hole tonight, and Hernandez will lead things off in his first game in the purple as a Bancroft Bandit. So we're just about 20 minutes away from the first pitch. We got the umpires here. The Carroll Merchants will be in the blue jerseys with the gray trim, and Bancroft, and the gray jerseys, black hats, and white pants. First pitch coming up in 20 minutes. Let's go ahead and meet the starting lineups. First for the 3-2 Carroll Merchants, led by head coach Cody Williams. Leading off at second base, number 4, Andrew Fay. Batting second, the center fielder, number 15, Chase Gordon. Batting third, the designated hitter, number 8, Nick Supel. Batting cleanup at third base will be number 12, Ben Berg. Batting fifth at first base, number 6, Brendan Larkin. Batting 6th behind the dish, doing the catching, number 34, Frederick Reynolds. Batting 7th, the shortstop, number 18, Tate Johnson. Batting 8th, the left fielder, number 3, Mike Wallace. Rounding out the lineup, number 14 in right field, Ryan Booth. And on the mound, number 24, the starting pitcher for Carroll, Tyler Jacobson, a right-hander. Now we'll go ahead and meet the starting lineups for your Bancroft Bandits, led by head coach Michael Kieran, assisted by Jacob Van Vactor. As the aforementioned impact player to look out for, leading things off, the designated hitter, number 22, Daniel Hernandez. Batting second, the right fielder, number 8, Abel Pena, as he returns to the lineup, having 6 hits in 12 plate appearances. Batting third, the center fielder, Adrian Torres, number 4. Batting cleanup, the second baseman, number 1, Lance Russell. Batting fifth, the third baseman, number 18, Tommy Reyes Cruz. Batting sixth, the left fielder, number 6, Dakota Coco Kennedy. Batting seventh, the shortstop, number 12, Sean Ross. Batting eighth, the reigning player of the game, the first baseman, number 35, Bobby Galindo. Batting ninth, number 2, the catcher, Tyler Boggs. And on the bump for the Bandits, once again, number 19, out of Point University, Nico Mayoral. We're going to step aside now as we'll have the official announcement of the starting lineups and the national anthem. When we return, we will have the first pitch, so don't go anywhere. Stay tuned right here. You're listening to Bandits Baseball.
Batting third, the designated hitter, number 8, Nick Supple. Batting fourth, the third baseman, number 12, Ben Berg. Batting fifth, the first baseman, number 6, Brendan Larkin. Batting sixth, the catcher, number 34, Frederick Reynolds. Batting seventh, the shortstop, number 18, Tate Johnson. Batting eighth, the left fielder, number 3, Mike Wallace. Batting ninth, the right fielder, number 14, Ryan Booth. Pitching tonight, number 24, Tyler Jacobson. Now your lineup for your Bancroft Bandits. Leading off, the designated hitter, number 22, Daniel Hernandez. Batting second, the right fielder, number 8, Abel Pena. Batting third, the center fielder, number 4, Adrian Torres. Batting fourth, the second baseman, number 1, Lance Russell. Batting fifth, the third baseman, number 18, Tommy Tomito Reyes Cruz. Batting sixth, the left fielder, number 6, Dakota Coco Kennedy. Batting seventh, the shortstop, number 12, Sean the Rock Ross. Batting eighth, the first baseman, number 35, Bobby Chancho Galindo. Batting ninth, the catcher, number 2, Tyler Boggs. Pitching tonight, number 19, Nico Nacho now and remove your caps for the national anthem.
Welcome back to Memorial Park, and welcome back to Baseball Bandits fans, as we are now just moments away from the first pitch and the top of the first inning. On the way, as your Bancroft Bandits, the home team once again tonight, will be in the field first. And Nico Mayoral, once again the starting pitcher, 6'1", 195 pounds, out of Mountain View, California, and Point University, as this past season, his senior year, had a 4-5 overall record, and through 76 1/3 innings pitched, gave up 91 hits, only 51 of 63 runs given up were earned, only 29 walks, 54 strikeouts. Opposing batters had an opposing average of .299, ERA of 6.01. So we could potentially see some more pitching after Mayoral today with the likes of Ryan Bird and Julian Galindo. So we're going to have to see how Mayoral does from the stretch. So far, a range of a fastball of around 88 miles per hour to sit, and he already had one great performance at home on this past Sunday against the Fort Dodge Gypsum Miners. So we're going to have to see how the Carroll Merchants do at the plate against the right-hander Nico Mayoral. Boggs will throw down to second, and we'll be right back. As stepping up to the plate now will be the leadoff hitter for the Carroll Merchants in blue tonight, number 4, the left-handed second baseman Andrew Fay. So Carroll's coming off of a great road victory last night at Hike Field, 14-9, and an offensive battle as Jesse Bloom held his own very nicely against the Bandits, only giving up 1 run on 1 home run to Abel Pena. However, it was not his night last night, so we're going to see how Carroll does as the first pitch, we're underway on a fastball above the letters to Fay. So Mayoral now going to go from the wind. Second pitch of the at-bat. This one swung on, fouled straight back into the net. And we're back to even in the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Standing on deck will be Chase Corton. In the hole will be the number 3 hitter, Nick Supel. Mayoral goes from the wind, and this one's rolled over towards Galindo. Play at first, and Mayoral in time to cover the bag for out number 1. A 3-1 put out for Fay. And that's the first out for Carroll here in the top of the first. We'll go right into the number 2 hitter, the center fielder, number 15, Chase Corton. A right-handed batter. So already 3 pitches and 1 out here from Mayoral. He's going to go right into the next batter. Fastball. This one's flied out to the right side. Pena's going to run towards it, and he'll make the grab down the line for out number 2. 4 pitches, 2 outs for Mayoral here in the top of the first. And that'll bring up the designated hitter, Nick Supel. So Coach Kieran adjusting his outfielder as we see Kennedy giving some respect to Supple, the left fielder. However, the wind is blowing into tonight from the outfield, so we might not be seeing a whole lot of long balls. Another pitch swung on the first pitch, and Lance Russell will make the grab. 5 pitches in a 1-2-3 inning for Nico Mayoral. And a great job recording 3 quick outs, and the Bandits will now come up to bat. No runs, no hits, and nobody left on base. Heading to the bottom of the first, we're still scoreless. You're listening to Bandits Baseball. Coming on the mound for the Carroll Merchants will be a right-hander, 5'11", just completed his junior season out of Benedictine University at Mesa. A right-hander out of Elkhorn, Iowa, Tyler Jacobson. A right-hander entering his senior season at Benedictine. He had 11 appearances this spring as a 3-0 record, 2 saves. 16 innings pitched, he gave up 14 hits, 3 of 4 runs earned, 3 walks, 17 strikeouts, and 64 batters faced. Opposing batters had an average of 233, and he had an ERA of 169, so Jacobson had a very impressive spring in his junior campaign for Benedictine, for the Red Hawks. However, we're going to start things off. First 2 of 3 hitters out of the Powerhouse Junior College, New Mexico Junior College, the Thunderbirds. Leading things off with Daniel Hernandez, tonight's designated hitter, making his Bancroft debut. On deck, we will have the right fielder, Abel Pena, and in the hole, the center fielder, Adrian Torres. So the catcher, Frederick Reynolds, takes the last warm-up pitch and fires. Looks like we see some solid velo from Jacobson from the right-handed side, and we're going to have righty on righty to start things off in the bottom of the first. And that'll bring up Daniel Hernandez, a .425 hitter this past spring at NMJC. So we're going to see how he adjusts to the PCBL here tonight in his Bancroft debut. So Jacobson comes set and from the wind. The first pitch and quick hands, but he's going to jam him inside out towards the first base side. And Jacobson works ahead in the count 0-1. So Jacobson is set to go back from the windup. Second pitch on the way, and another swung on and foul ball from Hernandez. An aggressive approach for the leadoff hitter as he's looking to swing away and hit the ground running here in his Bandits debut. So Jacobson quickly works ahead in the count here. No balls, 2 strikes to the leadoff Hernandez. The fastball, and Hernandez stays alive, flicks this one to the backstop. Still an 0-2 count here after 3 foul balls, and the fourth pitch on the way, swung on. Hernandez races towards first, and he will have an infield single. You can forget about that one. He didn't have all that ball, but check out the wheels on number 22, Daniel Hernandez, as he'll lead things off for the Bandits on an infield single. Just a dribbler will buy him 90. That'll bring up Abel Pena, 6 of 12 through the first 3 games of the season, has 1 long ball, 1 double. Batting very well. A future D1 commit for the University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley. A quick check over to Hernandez at first. So now he's going to work from the stretch. The first pitch, this one, letter high fastball for strike 1. So Jacobson now working from the stretch as Hernandez takes his steps off first. And a quick check over once again, nothing there. No one counts of Pena after the fastball goes by him. The 0-1 from the stretch as Hernandez takes off for second. Swung on and missed. The throw not in time as Hernandez swipes second. And the Bandits are playing like their mascot on stolen bases this year, taking the bags like bandits. And Hernandez buys his first one of the summer as he takes second base. So now we got an 0-2 count following the swung and miss fastball by Pena. But now he has a runner in scoring position. So the Bandits looking to get on the scoreboard first as Hernandez swipes the first bag of the game. Excuse me. So Jacobson once again working ahead in the count. He's just been pounding the zone to the first two batters of the day. The 0-2 from the stretch, and this one fouled straight back from Pena. Not one ball thrown yet from Jacobson, and he is attacking the batters of Bancroft. Still an 0-2 count here as Jacobson comes set. Hernandez leads off second. Fifth pitch of the at-bat, and this one's above the letters for ball one. And Pena will lay off that one. Got a smooth hitter on deck with Adrian Torres, 2 for 3 in his first Bandits game this summer last night at Fort Dodge. So a 1-2 count now to Pena. Fastball rides the chalk inside for ball two. Not a bad spot with 2 strikes, but Pena crowding the plate and able to back off, not making it a hittable pitch. Jacobson still working from the stretch. Hernandez leading off second. The pitch, this one popped up over the backstop. Another swung on and foul ball. Nothing getting past the Bandits thus far, but still they haven't been able to get great contact on the first two batters. So a 2-2 count now. And Pena doing a great job in his first at-bat of the day, seeing a lot of pitches. Let's hope the Bandits batters following him can get the timing down from this at-bat. The 2-2, this one above the letters, and he works a full count. And an 8-pitch at-bat here for Abel Pena. Around the league, we have the Peak Prospects going toe-to-toe with the Storm Lake Whitecaps. And Albert Lee going toe-to-toe with Fort Dodge. The full count. And a high fastball, and he's going to be looking at that one for strike 3. Pena on his way to first, and it gets called. A backwards K for Pena, and Bancroft going to have to be careful with the umpires, as last night we didn't have such a great outing with the umpire, as we had Coach McLeod for Fort Dodge get tossed, as well as Tommy Reyes-Cruz, but he will be back in tonight's lineup in the 5-hole. With one down following the strikeout, we'll bring up Adrian Torres, and an off-speed first pitch on the upper inside part of the zone to Adrian Torres for strike 1. I believe that's the first off-speed we've seen from Jacobson, as he's been all fastball so far. Now trying to mix it up against the left-handed Torres. The stretch from the 0-1 and the pitch, as this one on the outside part of the plate. Good spot right there, and Jacobson once again working ahead 0-2 in the count. So Jacobson living in the zone so far, and he works ahead in the 0-2 count here to Torres. He comes set from the stretch. No one covering second. Third pitch of the at-bat, and this one rides high out of the zone for ball one. The 1-2 count now to Torres. As he awaits the fourth pitch of the at-bat, Jacobson comes set. And the 1-2, a fastball swung on and missed. And that'll be back-to-back strikeouts for Tyler Jacobson. As this time Torres goes down swinging. And 2 strikeouts to 2 straight Bandit batters. And let's hope Lance Russell cannot leave Hernandez hanging here. An RBI opportunity with 2 outs here, and the Bandits thus far have been pretty impressive with 2 outs on the offensive side of things. And Lance Russell, 6 hits and 13 plate appearances so far. A fastball on the outside part of the plate for strike 1. And Russell trying to get the timing down on this one. Jacobson mixing it up very well. Trying to throw around the Bandit batters. He'll come set from the stretch again. And the 0-1. This one looks like the same spot here for strike 2. So now Russell back down to an 0-2 count. Every Bandit batter so far been behind by 2 strikes. So Jacobson comes set. Third pitch of the at-bats, and he won't go chasing. A good framework from the Carroll catcher, Frederick Reynolds. Russell had good vision on that, but Reynolds had a great frame on that one. Could have gone either way, but it's going to be ball 1. Russell's still alive in the 2-out count here. 1-2 from the stretch, a fastball, and Russell goes upstairs and comes down empty-handed. So following the infield single from Daniel Hernandez, Jacobson will strike out the next 3 batters as the Bandits leave 1 runner stranded on 1 hit. Heading into the top of the second, we're still scoreless from Bancroft. You're listening to Bandits Baseball. Welcome back to Bancroft Memorial Park as we're now in the top of the second inning, still a 0-0 score. We'll go right into the cleanup hitter, Ben Berg, the third baseman, number 12, out of Concordia University. Mayoral comes from the windup and a nice off-speed first pitch as Berg buckles on that one, and it'll be a first pitch strike to the cleanup hitter here for Carroll. The 0-1 from the wind as this one swung on and bowed straight right. Strike 2. This one might have gotten a piece of a car as the kids race out towards it. So Mayoral going to come back from the wind. And the delivery swung on and missed as he goes upstairs, comes down empty-handed, strike 3, and the first strikeout of the game for Nico Mayoral. will go right into the number 5 hitter, number 6, Brendan Larkin. The first baseman got a bulky build here. Wonder if we got the pop. The wind still blowing in from the outfield. One out here, nobody on as Mayoral with the delivery. This one's popped up to the left side. Kennedy can't see it, and the Sun with the interference, and that one will fall in there for a single. First hit for the Carroll Merchants. And we got ourselves our beer batter tonight with the catcher, number 34, Frederick Reynolds. Again, the rules are simple. We got $3 price beer. A strikeout means it drops $1 for this inning. So let's hope these fans are thirsty here. As Larkin with a jam piece single to left field will lead off first here. With one down, a ground ball, could see it twisted. A quick pick over and not in time to Galindo. So Mayoral now going to have to work from the stretch here with one out. Reynolds, a left-handed batter here. Mayoral, first pitch, fastball in there for strike one, and we're a third the way there. The beer chants continue for the beer batter, and we only got an 0-1 count. Mayoral from the stretch in the 0-1. This one just above the zone for ball one. Quickly back to even here, 1-1, one down. One runner on first. 1-1 to Reynolds, and off speed. I do not know where that one missed. It'll be ball two. Good framework from Boggs and good movement. I thought that got over the plate. But Reynolds is going to work ahead in the count here. 2 balls to 1 strike. Mayoral still working from the stretch. Another fastball. This one grounded. Foul down the right base side. We now got a 2-2 count. 2-2 count. One more strike, and we got discounted beer at Memorial Park. And the crowd is coming alive for Bancroft. Mayoral going to come set. The stretch from the 2-2, a fastball rides the chalk outside. Not a bad spot with 2 strikes, but it's going to work a full count here with 1 down. So Mayoral takes a breath, steps back on the rubber. He comes set. The 3-2, fastball. This one roped into right field. And Abel Pena has no problem for making the grab for out number 2. So nevertheless, the crowd still forces a fly out. And that'll bring up the shortstop, another left-handed batter, number 18, Tate Johnson. So the wind killing the exit velo on a lot of these batted balls on both sides today. First pitch to the number 7 hitter here, Tate Johnson, as this one's fouled off to the left side. Mayoral works ahead in the count after a foul ball, 0-1. Mayoral comes set from the stretch. Fires the 0-1, a fastball. This one below the knees for ball 1. Two pitches and a 1-1 count here with 2 away. A force at second and first. As the number 5 hitter, Brendan Larkin, still leading off first. And the 1-1. This one swung on. Hit to right field, and this one's going to drift foul. Wind helped with that one, as that one sounded good off the barrel of the bat. But it's going to be a long strike 2 for the left-handed Tate Johnson here. So Mayoral working once ahead again in the count. He comes set. Stretch from the 1-2. This one fouled straight back to the net. Got a nice shade over the home plate, but this might play as a disadvantage to both batters for both Carroll and Bancroft today. Meyer out from the stretch. This one hit the other way to left field. Kennedy, he makes the grab this time. And the sun won't be a factor, as that'll be the third and final out in the top of the second. Carroll has one hit, and they leave one runner stranded. Heading to the bottom of the second, we're still scoreless from Memorial Park. You're listening to Bandits Baseball. We got it from Albert Liaz in the bottom of the first. Still scoreless. Actually, a 1-0 score as Levi Davidson with an RBI double. Lakers ahead of the Gypsum Miners 1-0. As back in the bottom of the first, Daniel Hernandez led things off with an infield single. Then 3 straight strikeouts for the right-handed pitcher for the Merchants tonight, Tyler Jacobson. Sat down Pena, Torres, and Russell in order. So now due up, we have 5, 6, 7. Leading things off will be the third baseman out of Clarendon Community College, number 18, Tommy Reyes Cruz. Cruz with a 1-for-4 performance last night. Jacobson going to go back from the windup. First pitch fastball and swung on and missed by Cruz. Still working ahead in the count here. He's picking up right where he left off in the first. He goes back from the windup. This one flicked to the backstop and now an 0-2 count. Jacobson once again working ahead in the count, 0-2. Steps off quick as we need a foul ball. Jacobson comes set. He begins the wind and the delivery. Fastball swung on and missed in the 4th straight strikeout for Tyler Jacobson, and he is looking dominant in the opening innings here for the Carroll Merchants. That'll bring up the right-handed left fielder, number 6, Dakota Coco Kennedy, making his second start for the Bandits out of the outfield. Came in relief for Cruz last night after getting ejected, and a first pitch fastball from Jacobson. Going back ahead in the count, 0-1. Second pitch on the way, swung on and chopped foul straight back. And once again, the Bandits offense might be stuttering out of the gates. And an 0-2 count as the wind picks up, and Kennedy stays alive as he fends this one back to the backstop once again. Still an 0-2 count here to Kennedy. And Field playing back, wind blowing in hard. The 0-2 from the wide, off speed, and Kennedy going to pop this one to the right side, foul. And it looks like we got a broken bat. Once again, be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter for every update Bandits baseball, bringing you pre- and post-game interviews, player of the games, and scoring updates. And be sure to tune in right here on Bancroft Bandits YouTube channel for every home and away game of this summer. An 0-2 count here to Kennedy still after a broken bat foul ball. Fourth pitch the at-bat, and he goes upstairs empty-handed. Swung on and missed, strike three, back-to-back strikeouts. 5 straight for Tyler Jacobson. And the Bandits' offense has just not yet found the answer to Jacobson. 5 straight strikeouts. I'm sure Coach Kieran would have liked for a better start offensively after seemingly being dominated by Caven Crowell for the first 5 innings last night. An 0-1 count after the first pitch, fastball to Ross. Second pitch and popped foul to the right side. Every single at-bat so far for Bancroft, Jacobson has worked ahead to an 0-2 count. From the windup, he fires a fastball and another swing and a miss for Sean Ross. Strike 3, strikeout number 6 for Jacobson. And he is on fire out of the gates, and we're still locked in a pitcher's duel. So we'll go to the top of the third already after just 18 minutes of game time from Memorial Park. Still scoreless heading to the third. You're listening to Bandits Baseball. Back here in the top of the third, and we're still locked in a pitcher's duel. Tyler Jacobson with Carroll, the MVP thus far through the first 2 innings. 6 strikeouts in 7 batters faced. Both teams only have 1 hit. So far, neither ball's really batted on that well. As just a dribbler and a jam piece buys both Carroll and Bancroft 1 hit. We left things off. Due up for Carroll, 8-9 top. Leading off will be the left fielder, number 3, Mike Wallace. Wallace, a right-handed batter. Mayoral still not getting much offensive support after 2 strong innings, and he'll go back from the windup here against the left fielder, Wallace. First pitch, a fastball. Wallace shows bunt and pulls back, but not a bad spot. Missing for ball 1. One ball, no strikes here as Mayoral fires the second pitch. Changeup missing for ball 2. Wallace works ahead in the count and 2-0. Third pitch of the at-bat, off speed. In there for strike 1. A nice breaking ball there from Mayoral, cuts across the plate. Wallace watches it. Obviously not a 2-0 pitch to swing at. Still ahead in the count, 2 balls to 1 strike. Nobody on, nobody out. Fourth pitch of the at-bat, and he pops him up towards Galindo. He races towards the fence, and this one will drift away with the wind. A long strike two. Mayoral quickly works back to even in the count, 2-2. To the leadoff 8-hitter Wallace, we got Ryan Booth on deck, Andrew Fay in the hole. Fifth pitch of the at-bat on the way. Fastball swung on, grounded towards Ross. He throws on the run, and Galindo can't make the grab. It'll be an infield single for Mike Wallace. A tough play on the run for Ross, and he almost pulls off a Rawlings Golden Glove gem. But the throw, he can't make the pick at first. So now we go to the 9-hitter with no outs. Wallace on first after the infield single for the right fielder Ryan Booth, a left-handed batter. Mayoral comes set from the stretch. Wallace dancing around at first, and the pick over not in time. Mayoral comes set. First pitch, fastball, pops it up over the backstop. It'll be 0-1. An 0-1 count following the foul ball from Booth. Mayoral still looking to go strong here in his third inning pitch. Pick over, and Wallace makes a quick dive back to first base. Nobody there. Mayoral comes set. Stretch from the 0-1, and just missing a few inches off the plate. And not a bad spot from Mayoral and Boggs. Somehow missing for ball one. Mayoral has not gotten many calls on the outside part of the zone thus far. So we're back to even here on a 1-1 count. Wallace dancing around first. The pitch, fastball swung on and missed. A throw from Boggs, and Ross can't get there in time as it sails into center. Not a bad throw from Boggs, but nobody covering second. And Wallace will take second base, and Torres there for the backup. So now we got a runner in scoring position after the swing and miss fastball for Ryan Booth. Behind the count, 1-2 strikes. No outs. Mayoral coming set from the stretch. Nobody covering second. And the fourth pitch of the at-bat, off speed, and he's just going to flick it foul. Still alive in the count, 1-2. So Wallace in scoring position off second, nobody out. And the Merchants in good position to crack the scoreboard first here in the top of the third. Mayoral coming set from the 1-2 once again. Looks back to second, nothing there. Comes set from the stretch once again. The 1-2. Good pitch with 2 strikes, somehow missing once again for ball 2. Mayoral spotting up very nicely in his second appearance here for the Bandits. Some of those you just got to give on execution, especially when that last one just buckles Booth's knees. He'll get back to even in the count, 2-2. Another pitch. This one rides outside in the other box for ball 3. Sun lowering, casting a much bigger shade on the field. as that had been a problem all day last night in Fort Dodge. Full count here, no outs, and the pitch. Booth almost offering at it, and he is not getting any calls here in the third inning. It'll be ball 4 as Booth gets a free 90 on the walk. Some very questionable calls by the home plate umpire here, as Nico Mayoral spotting up nicely, but he has 2 runners on with nobody out. And we're back to the top of the order with Andrew Fay, 0 for 1 thus far. Corners in the infield. The pitch showing bunt. Boggs losing the grasp on the ball, and both runners will advance. And this is not looking good for Bancroft here in the third. Two ducks on the pond here for the leadoff Fay. He tried to show bunt, and assistant coach Van Vactor going to head out to the mound, and defense looking flustered here in the top of the third. We got a 1-0 count to Fay. 2 runners on third and second. And the Carroll offense looking to take advantage of the situation here. We're still scoreless in the top of the third. So let's hope Van Vactor had some wise words of wisdom for his defensive bandits here, as this is not looking too good. 2 runners on, nobody out, and we're back to the top of the Merchants lineup. We're going to have the infield in here. Reyes Cruz on the grass at third. Mayoral still going to have to work from the stretch, and he'll come set with a 1-0 count. The pitch, this one outside. Boggs loses it once again, but it doesn't get too far away from him, and Boggs, for the second straight night, is having trouble grasping the ball in his mitt. And I'm sure Coach Kieran was hoping for a faster start here in the second game of 3 days for the Bandits. Comes set from the stretch once again. Fires the 2-0. This one rides the chalk. Mayoral not getting any calls on the outside part of the zone. And 3 straight balls to Fay. He'll come set from the stretch. 4th pitch of the at-bat on the way. This one right down the pipe on a get-me-over fastball. Still a hitter's count to Andrew Fay. 3 balls to 1 strike. 1 hard-hit ball could break it open here for Carroll, as we're still scoreless. But potentially not for long unless Mayoral can get himself out of this jam. He'll come set once again. 5th pitch on the way. A fastball. Low and away. Somehow missing once again for ball 4. And we still don't see any action in the Bandits bullpen. No outs, and the bases are juiced for the center fielder, Chase Corton. 0 for 1 popped out to right field back in the first. But a great opportunity for him here to drive in some runs. No outs as the bases are loaded. Mayoral, the 4th hitter, faced this inning, and Boggs has to slide to make the block for ball 1. As a breaking ball misses in the dirt. He'll come set from the stretch once again. And the 1-0 fastball. This one jammed piece the other way. Rides out of the park for a foul ball. 1-1. We got the corners in, middle back. Ground ball, you can probably bet they're going to go home. 1-1 from the stretch. Fastball in there for strike 2. Corton just flicks the wrist, doesn't offer. Watches a fastball, and Mayoral now working ahead in the count. 1 ball to 2 strikes. Still looking for his first out here in the third. Mayoral coming set. 4th pitch of the at-bat. The pitch, fastball, grounds it towards Cruz. Throws home. 1 out. Double play. Tommy Reyes Cruz. 5-2-3. And just like that, 1 pitch, Mayoral buys himself 2 outs here, and he could potentially get out of a jam after no outs and bases loaded. We're still scoreless. And Van Vactor shouting to Boggs, no pass balls. As this would be very impressive if Mayoral can get himself out of the jam with 2 runners on, 2 down. He'll come set from the stretch to the 3-hitter, Nick Supel. First pitch riding out of the zone, low and away for ball 1. Following the double play from Corton. So the runners will lead off second and third here. He comes set here with a 1-0 count. The pitch. He offers at it for strike 1, and we're back to even here. This would be huge for the right-handed pitcher, Nico Mayoral, to get that ground ball. And it was well hit from Corton, but Reyes Cruz in perfect position to get that ball and fire it home. And just a quick switch from Boggs to first. And 2 outs. This one swung on and missed, and Nico Mayoral once again working ahead in the count to the DH Nick Supel after the swing and the miss. One ball, 2 strikes here with 2 down. He'll come set from the stretch. And the delivery. And this one gonna hit the hip. That one had to hurt a little bit. A hit by pitch for Nico Mayoral. And Nick Supel will have a free 90. Bases are once again loaded, but we got 2 outs. And this is a big at-bat here for the cleanup hitter, third baseman, number 12, Ben Berg. As he's 0 for 1 with a strikeout back in the second. Force out at any bag. And Mayoral with the pitch. Swung on, grounded back up the middle. Russell makes the throw to first. In time for out number 3. It almost looked good for Berg, but Lance Russell makes the throw in time for out number 3, and Nico Mayoral leaves the bases stranded full. Huge execution to get out of that jam, and we'll go to the bottom of the third, still scoreless. You're listening to Bandits Baseball. Back here in the bottom of the third, and we'll now go into our 8-hitter. The first baseman, last night's player of the game with a grand slam, Bobby Galindo out of Southwest University. Just completed a nice spring season as a junior. But we still don't have an answer on the offensive side for Tyler Jacobson as the first pitch is flicked back to the backstop. Strike one. Jacobson still working from the windup. Works ahead 0-1. And somehow he gets that outside pitch. As Mayoral had a lot of pitches in that spot. Not one called for a strike. 8 straight hitters. 8 times he has gone 0-2. The 0-2 and Galindo goes down swinging. Strikeout number 7 for Jacobson. And he is dominating thus far. We now go to our 9-hitter, Tyler Boggs. Now, of course, you can tip your cap to this right-handed pitcher, Tyler Jacobson. But to not put the ball in play for 7 consecutive at-bats, it's time to wake the bats up, boys. Here we go now with our 9-hitter in an 0-1 count after a foul ball from Tyler Boggs, the catcher number 2, with a 1-for-4 performance last night and an off-speed from Jacobson in there for strike 2. Every hitter that he has faced first time, he has gotten ahead 0-2. Jacobson is attacking and living in the zone. The 0-2 goes upstairs, comes down empty. Strike 3, strikeout number 8 for Tyler Jacobson. Well, it'll go back to the top of the order with Daniel Hernandez, 1-for-1 thus far. And let's see if the Bandits could get started something here with 2 outs. As the offense has not exactly played to the fullest of its potential here. Stroked nicely into center as it goes down, and no catch on the dive. Almost a web gem play for the center fielder for Chase Corton. But he just comes up empty-handed. Almost a great diving catch for the center fielder, Corton. But on the first pitch, Hernandez flicks this one into center for his second single and his second at-bat as a Bandit. So now we'll go to Abel Pena for his second at-bat. Hernandez leads off first. First pitch, letter high, fastball for strike 1. And the umpire must not like the Bandits in gray or something. I'm not sure, because Mayoral has not gotten a lot of calls. The 0-1 count here to Pena after the shoulder height fastball for strike 1. So Hernandez will lead off first after his second single. Pick over, not in time. Another pick over on a quick movement, but Hernandez barely leading off, quickly steps back on the bag. So back here on the mound, an 0-1 count from the stretch. Fastball popped up, and this one's going to drift to the left side. Out of play, and once again, an 0-2 count working ahead for Jacobson. And Pena with a late swing, just getting a piece of it. He'll come set. The 0-2 from the stretch, another fastball below the knees for ball 1. Not a bad spot with 2 strikes, but Pena won't go chasing. The 1-2 count, 2 outs. Runner on first. Jacobson from the stretch. Another pick over to Hernandez, not in time. How about Daniel Hernandez, as every other Bandits batter holds a strikeout, and he has 2 hits in his first 2 at-bats as a Bandit. So a 1-2 count now back here to Pena. 4th pitch of the at-bat, and this one might have gotten the elbow. And that one might have hurt him a little bit. Might have gotten him on the knuckles, actually. And the umpires are going to have to look at the hand for evidence. And I think you can tell by Pena, with the way he's holding his arm, they could be looking for any laces, any bruising. Umpires are going to talk it over. He didn't exactly offer at it. Bat never went through the zone. This one rode inside. They're still going to talk about it. If it hits any batter part of his body and not the knob, that should automatically be a hit by pitch. We did not hear any part of that ball hitting any part of the wood of the bat of Abel Pena. And looks like it's just going to be a ball, and somehow Abel Pena will not buy himself a free 90 here. Got a 2-2 count now to number 8, Abel Pena, as he's still alive in his second at-bat. I hope he can still grasp the bat, as we now have the 5th pitch of the at-bat on the way. Jacobson coming set after the delay in game. The pitch, fastball, and he'll ring him up for strike 3. Jacobson gets more help from Blue on that one. After Abel Pena gets hit by a ball on the hands and has to go back and watch strike 3 on a low and away ball for strike 3. We'll go to the 4th inning. Still scoreless in a pitcher's duel. You're listening to Bandits Baseball. We head now to the 4th, still locked in a scoreless battle from Memorial Park between your Bancroft Bandits and the visiting Carroll Merchants. And so far, the story of the game has been Tyler Jacobson, a shutdown right-handed pitcher, 9 strikeouts in 11 batters faced. First pitch of the at-bat to Brendan Larkin is swung on and missed for strike 1. He has one of the 2 Carroll hits thus far. And the 0-1 count to Larkin. This one popped up. Looks like it's going to stay in the infield, as Reyes Cruz will be there to make the grab. Shortstop Sean Ross, I'm not sure if he was able to spot that one out of the sun, but it'll be 1 pitch, 1 out after a pop out to third base for Brendan Larkin to bring up the beer batter. 0 for 1 thus far, Frederick Reynolds. And Reynolds enjoying the chirping from this hyped up Bandits crowd as they're thirsty for some $2 beer. First pitch of the second at bat here. This one's flied out to left field. Kennedy on the run as it flies out of play into the Merchants bullpen, and a long strike one. So Mayoral and an 0-1 count after Reynolds skies this one high and way away. The wind is killing almost every fly ball we've seen so far here tonight. Sun starting to set and casting a mighty shade over the infield. I wonder how the batters are seeing this one. Coming in for view, a second pitch, second foul ball. And Reynolds down to an 0-2 count. And the Bandits faithful is thirsty. The beer chants continue to the beer batter number 34, Frederick Reynolds. And the 0-2 from the windup. The pitch, fastball, and he'll stay alive with another foul ball. And when you are the beer batter on the opposing team, there are only two approaches. You can either feed off the energy or you can cave. So we're going to see what happens here as Reynolds still battling after 3 foul balls, 0-2. Mayoral still working from the windup. And the pitch. This one, fastball at the neck for ball 1. Reynolds working a 5-pitch count here. Mayoral from the windup, the 1-2, right down the pipe, and he goes down looking. And beer will now be discounted for this inning. And I'm not sure why Reynolds is trying to argue that call when Carroll has gotten literally every other call in this game from that home plate umpire. So the beer batter strikes out looking as the fans make their way to the concession stands, and Mayoral has a 1-pitch fly out to Larkin and a 6-pitch at bat on a strike 3 called to Frederick Reynolds. And we now see Tate Johnson, the shortstop, off speed on a 1-0 in there for strike 1. Nobody on, 2 outs, and a 1-1 count here as Mayoral with the delivery. This one drifting away in the other box for ball 2. Johnson watches 3 pitches and is ahead in the count 2-1. The 2-1 from the wind. Fastball just out of the zone off the plate, ball 3. And Johnson in a hitter's count here, 3 balls to 1 strike. Mayoral on the rubber still from the wind and the delivery. Fastball missing for ball 4. So Johnson gets a free 90 here on balls. And we'll bring up the number 8 hitter in the order, the left fielder, number 3, Mike Wallace. He started off a Carroll rally last inning with a single and a stolen base, but he was left stranded on third with bases loaded. So we're still scoreless here as Johnson leads off first. Mayoral from the stretch as this one's inside out jam piece. Galindo on the slide, throws to first, not in time, and why make the throw? As this one goes to the backstop from the knees. Believe it'll be an infield single, but an error on the throw. As we now have runners at the corners after Johnson goes all the way to third after the throw. Runners at the corners here with 2 down. Delayed steal, throw to third, and Cruz out of position, but a good psych out from Boggs. They almost got Wallace, but the tag was not in time. Wallace takes second. Johnson still at third, but we still got 2 outs here. Almost a good play from Boggs to Cruz, just out of position. So Mayoral with an 0-1 count here to Booth. This one inside out, foul ball, strike 2. 1 pitch away from the third out here in the top of the 4th. Mayoral comes back on the rubber here. He'll come set from the stretch. And the 0-2. Fastball grounded towards Ross. He makes the throw on the run, and Galindo how do they not get the tag call? The throw from Ross was high, but Galindo comes down and tries to get the tag. And Coach Kieran going to have to go have a word with the first base umpire as Carroll cracks the tie here 1-0. Umpires are going to talk it over once again. And this one could have gone either way. But with the tag, how would a runner beat out a tag at first base? They're going to talk it over now with the first run of the game hanging in the balance with 2 outs. They're going to call him safe, and the umpire with a glare at Kieran. Going to defiantly stick by his call. Safe at first, and Carroll will hold on to the lead. 1-0. Infield RBI single for Ryan Booth, and the umpires drop yet another call on behalf of Bancroft. So we got runners at the corner, still 2 down. And Mayoral still having to work with a disadvantage. And Cruz this time gets it. And it will be out number 3 finally. And we'll head to the bottom of the 4th as the Carroll Merchants now lead 1-0. You're listening to Bandits Baseball. We got an update from Hike Field as Albert Lee, courtesy of a Jacob McKeon grand slam, gives the Lakers an 8-0 lead over the Fort Dodge Gypsum Miners. And we'll hope the Bandits can finally get something going here after striking out 9 times in 11 at-bats to Tyler Jacobson, a white-hot right-handed pitcher for the Carroll Merchants. And we'll go right into the 3-4-5, heart of the middle of the order for the Bandits here, leading things off with Adrian Torres as the first pitch fastball swung on, foul tip for strike one. And we got an 0-1 count here as the delivery roped into left field. This one's going to be down and extra bases as Torres rounds first. This one goes all the way to the wall and will lead things off with a stand-up double for Adrian Torres. Second pitch of the at-bat, and a line drive sharply hit down the line and right. Two hops the fence. And we finally have a hit from a player not named Daniel Hernandez as we're here in the bottom of the fourth. So now Torres, second pitch of the at-bat, finds himself in scoring position for Lance Russell. First pitch fastball fouled straight back from Russell. The cleanup hitter 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Bancroft trying to finally get something going offensively after being shut out completely, courtesy of 9 Tyler Jacobson strikeouts through the first 3 innings. All outs recorded have been strikeouts. Not sure if he needs much of a defense behind him. So Adrian Torres with his third hit in 5 at-bats for the Bandits. So these Thunderbird boys doing their part offensively. The 0-1 count to Russell, off speed. Second straight hit by pitch call blown. As even if it got a piece of flesh or jersey, Russell, his first instinct was to walk to first. And it's really his way or the highway for the home plate umpire here tonight. A 1-1 count here to Russell as a fastball swung on and missed. The frustrations continue here in the bottom of the fourth as we got a 1-2 count now. Nobody out to Lance Russell. Torres leads off second. Fourth pitch, this one skied out of play to the right side. We have 2 pitches, one off the knuckles of Pena and one off the left arm of Lance Russell, and neither batter will go to first off of hit by pitches. Truly baffling. And it doesn't just stop there. Mayoral not getting any outside pitches called his way. And a tag out at first ruled safe in favor of Carroll. A 1-2 count still to Russell. From the stretch, off speed. This one rides just off the plate for ball 2. I'll give Jacobson the benefit of the doubt on that one. Not a bad spot with 2 strikes. But Russell lays off, and he'll even up the count here. 2 balls to 2 strikes. Still nobody out. And here's the pitch. Fastball, he'll go chasing outside. Swung on and missed. The magic 10 strikeout of the game for Tyler Jacobson. And we'll now go to the number 5 hitter, Tommy Reyes-Cruz, third baseman out of Clarendon Community College in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Fun fact, Tommy Reyes-Cruz can speak fluently in 3 languages: French, Canadian, Spanish, and English. First pitch of the at-bat, riding above the letters for ball 1 high. We've already played 3.5 innings here, 1 down. The pitch, and Cruz with a big swing and a miss for a 1-1 count now, as Jacobson just shows no signs of slowing down, striking out his 10th batter in the last at-bat to Lance Russell. And the Bandits' offense is still slow out of the gates. This one, a slow dribbler to shortstop, and the throw And he won't get him that time. And he misses the tag. And now we're going to have to see Coach Cody Williams coming out and arguing yet the second tag call of the game. And let's see if they get this one from the headstrong umpires, but we should have runners at the corners with one down. We'll see what we can do with it here. Umpires will talk it over yet again. The throw was not on the mark, but it was still good anticipation from the first baseman of Carroll, Brendan Larkin. But they say he missed it. They better be careful because we might have 400 to 600 Bandits fans ready to erupt should this get overturned. Talking it over once again, and this might be, I want to say, maybe the seventh call that is questionable. But they better be careful on how they rule this. With one down, we have Tommy Reyes-Cruz at first. And he is ruled out for out number 2. I wonder why they call them blue. I really wonder. Two outs now with a runner on third for Dakota Coco Kennedy. As this one gets skied straight right, foul ball. Maybe the seventh questionable call. And for the seventh consecutive time, it goes in favor of the Carroll Merchants. So Tommy Reyes-Cruz is ruled out. We have 2 outs, and Torres is on third base. The 0-1 count following the foul ball from Kennedy. Jacobson fires a fastball, broken bat, right back to the pitcher. And Jacobson will record the third out of the inning as he still holds the Bandits scoreless at the end of the fourth. Carroll leading 1-0. Heading into the fifth inning, you're listening to Bandits Baseball. Welcome back to Bancroft as we're in the top of the fifth inning here. Carroll still on top 1-0. Update from Albert Lee. Fort Dodge plates 3 runs in the bottom of the third. It's the Lakers on top of the Miners 8-3. And at the end of the third, from Peak of Ames, the Prospects lead the Whitecaps 4-1. A 1-0 count here. Second pitch of the at-bat over the inside part of the plate called for ball 2. As we're here to the second batter in the order, Chase Corton, the center fielder. An off-speed pitch from Mayoral called for strike one as we now got a 2-1 count here. Mayoral working, fourth pitch of the at-bat. This one grounded. Ross makes the grab, the throw on the run. In there for another great defensive play. Out number one, Sean Ross, with another web gem play at shortstop. All year long, we have seen just tremendous work from Sean Ross at shortstop. Another well-batted ball from Corton, and he grounds out to short. Third at-bat now for Nick Supple. 0 for 1, but he reached base safely last time by a hit-by-pitch. Mayoral still going strong here in the top of the fifth. This one going the other way. Inside out, but he's going to pop out to Abel Pena on another one pitch out here as Pena makes the grab for out number 2. And Mayoral trying to make quick work of the Merchants here in the top of the fifth. And that'll bring up the cleanup hitter, number 12, Ben Berg, 0 for 2 thus far. First pitch of the at-bat from the windup, ripped right back up the middle. And this will be a 2-out single on the first pitch for Ben Berg. Will now bring up Brendan Larkin as he's 1 for 2 with a single back in the second. And we have a runner on first with Berg following the single. 3 hits apiece for both Carroll and Bancroft, but it's the Merchants clutching to a 1-0 lead. First pitch, and this one's driven in the air to left field. Kennedy on the run, and it's gone. A home run for Brendan Larkin, and they'll now advance to a 3-0 lead over the Bancroft Bandits here. So in just one pitch, the tide continues to turn in favor of Carroll as they now lead 3-0 following a no-doubt home run from Brendan Larkin. And this one, Ross in play, and he makes the throw at first in time for out number 3, but the Merchants continue to do damage here. Off of 2 hits and a home run, they score 2 runs to advance, now leading Merchants 3, Bandits 0. You're listening to Bandits Baseball. played 4.5 innings here as the Carroll Merchants played 2 runs, courtesy of a Larkin home run to left. And the first pitch from Ross, a giant swing and a miss for strike 1. Apart from 3 hits courtesy of Daniel Hernandez and Adrian Torres, the offense has been completely absent tonight for Bancroft, as a foul ball is skied to the right side, and it will drift out of play as Ross finds himself down 0-2. Game has been all Carroll thus far. We into tonight's contest with a 3-2 overall record. Winning streak to start off the Bandits' summer hangs in the balance. They currently trail 3-0 here in the bottom of the 5th in the 0-2. And he'll be sat down on a high fastball for strike 3 to Sean Ross. That'll bring up the first baseman with 1 down and nobody on, Bobby Galindo. First baseman, as the Bandits have struck out 11 times through 4 1/3 innings pitched for Tyler Jacobson. A giant swing and a miss from Galindo misses for strike 1 as Jacobson continues to live in the zone. Bandits have not yet been able to get around that fastball, and an 0-1 count as this one skied the other way, but it could drift out of play. Berg races towards the Merchants bullpen, but can't locate the ball for a long strike 2 to Galindo. Jacobson continues to work ahead of the Bandits batters. So they just put themselves in a continuous 0-2 hole up and down the roster. Third pitch of the at-bat as it rides in the other batter's box for ball 1. Now got a 1-2 count with 1 down. Be sure to stay tuned tomorrow night at 4 p.m. Got a matinee game at Storm Lake. Bandits try to take on the Whitecaps, and we'll have Nate Aruta's second start for the Bandits. This pitch driven to center field, and Corton will catch it on the run to center field. The wind picks up and dives this one down for out number 2. And we'll now bring up the catcher number 2, Tyler Boggs. 0-for-1 with a strikeout back in the 3rd. Bandits still yet to find the answer to the right-handed pitcher Tyler Jacobson. No work in the Merchants bullpen thus far, as we see a right-hander warming up for the Bandits as well as a left-hander. Try to get the pitchers. We wonder if we've seen the last of Nico Mayoral. And it looks like Boggs might have torn the cover off the ball, but not the way you would have imagined. On a foul ball straight back, we got a 1-1 count now with 2 outs. A foul ball, a 1-1 count here to the catcher Tyler Boggs. Nobody on, 2 down. Jacobson continues his wind. The fastball over the outside part of the plate for strike 2. Jacobson has a mortgage and a down payment living in the zone. Continues to work ahead in the count, 1 ball to 2 strikes. And the pitch. Fastball swung on and missed, and another strikeout. Number 12. Through 5 complete innings pitched for Tyler Jacobson. And he's really looking like pitcher of the week for the Carroll Merchants. Bandits offense has been completely absent tonight, as the Merchants still dominating in this one with a score of 3-0. You're listening to Bandits Baseball as we head to the 6th. As they head to the 6th inning in Granger, Iowa, the peak prospects of Ames lead the Storm Lake Whitecaps 5-1. As the Storm Lake Whitecaps winning the inaugural Pioneer League Championship over the Carroll Merchants. And last summer, they fell to the Albert Lee Lakers in a 2-game clean sweep. We'll try to look for an update from Hike Field in Albert Lee, Minnesota. Courtesy of Stephen Carlson, is the last update still looks to be 8-3 for the Lakers and Miners, but we'll be sure to keep you updated around the league. As the Merchants look to close the gap in the standings to the Bandits by half a game should they win tonight's contest and end the 4-game winning streak of the Bancroft Bandits. Nico Mayoral still looking to go in here in the top of the 6th inning. And we'll be 7-8-9, 2 up for the Merchants. As Tate Johnson will lead things off, the left-handed batter playing shortstop. First pitch, a fastball driven to deep right field, and this one's going to go past Pena, 2-hop the fence, and Johnson looks to lead things off with a stand-up double for Tate Johnson, and now Carroll starting to get rolling here on offense. Looks like we might be seeing a right-hander, Chris Crosby, heading out to the bullpen, as well as a left-hander, Ryan Miller. We still see Julian Galindo warming up, a left-hander out of New Mexico Military Institute, younger brother of first baseman Bobby. After a leadoff double for Johnson, Mike Wallace shows a bunt but pulls back on a high outside ball on a fastball from Nico Mayoral. Got a 1-0 count here. The temperature starts to cool down here as the sun dips lower. Lights turned on Memorial Park, 8:05 time. Played an hour and 20 and 5 complete innings. Second pitch and showing bunt once again on a low fastball for the second straight ball. Wallace trying to draw some balls from Mayoral here, and he draws a 2-0 count. Merchant still trying to manipulate some runs here as Johnson leads off second following his leadoff double. Yeah, Galindo cheating in from first. The pitch, drawing the bunt towards Galindo as it goes foul. Almost a picture-perfect bunt as Wallace with a very hard 90. It'll be a foul ball for strike one and a 2-1 count, nobody out, as the Merchants still clutching to a 3-run lead, looking to add. A 2-1 count here to the right-handed left fielder, Mike Wallace. Mayoral still working from the stretch. He comes set. And the 2-1. Wallace trying to show bunt once again and pulls back on ball 3. And Wallace draws another hitter's count here. 3 balls to 1 strike. Wallace 2 for 2 with a pair of singles and a stolen base thus far. Why not let him swing away? Still nobody out, 3-1 count. Johnson leads off second, and the bunt popped up over towards Galindo, and he'll flick it to first base, and Russell drops the ball. And another miscue from the Bandits defense. And And Lance Russell can't hold on to the ball for the first out. The second error committed by the Bandits defense. And as Coach Kieran heads out to the mound, can't expect him to be too happy. And Nico Mayoral, despite giving up 3 runs, still put on a competitive performance on the mound despite having absolutely no help from the umpires and minimal help from the defense despite a couple highlight reel plays. And getting himself out of a jam, holding the bases loaded back in the third after they were loaded. And a couple of highlight reel plays from Sean Ross, and we're now going to see Julian Galindo, an outfielder slash pitcher out of New Mexico Military Institute in El Paso, Texas, coming out for his first pitching appearance in the gray and purple here tonight with nobody out. Runners at first and third. Julian Galindo comes in to pitch. You're listening to Bandits Baseball. We'll be right back. So we're back here in the top of the sixth. Nobody out. Runners at first and third. A .385 hitter, Julian Galindo, coming into pitch now. And a quick pick over, not in time at first base for Mike Wallace. So we're going to see where the Bandits go from here after seeing a competitive 5 innings for Nico Mayoral. He'll come set from the stretch. Galindo fires, a bunt popped up towards first, and Galindo makes the throw, the catch over the shoulder. And that bunt got away from Ryan Booth as he pops out to Galindo on a bunting attempt. We'll now go to the top of the order with Andrew Fay, the second baseman, number 4. One down, runners still at the corners. We'll also lead off first. Andrew Fay 0 for 2, reaching base once by a walk, and Boggs drops the ball to the backstop. This one gets past Galindo. When it rains, it pours, as the Merchants now plate 4 runs. So Johnson scores, and Wallace advances from first all the way to third. Still one out. One 0 count here to Andrew Fay. Fastball, Boggs loses his glove as the ball was inside of it. Almost another ball getting away from him there. And a 2-0 count for Galindo to Fay. This one below the knees for ball 3. And the Bandits have just not had anything going for them at all tonight. The 3-0 count, the infield's in. This one in the other box for ball 4, 4 straight balls as Andrew Fay draws his second walk of the night. We once again have runners at the corners as Carroll is looking to add to a 4-0 lead. And Chase Court now 0 for 3 thus far, looking to get a first positive at-bat. Right-hander steps in. The first pitch, fastball, broken bat, pop up towards Ross, almost losing in the sun, but he doesn't have to move at all for it, and he catches out number 2, snaps a bat in the process. We'll now go to Nick Supple, 0 for 2 thus far, reaching base once by a hit by pitch. Fastball and rockets this one straight to the Bandits dugout. Watch your lips as it's going to be strike 1. I'm pretty sure everybody's okay. The 0-1 as Galindo still works from the stretch. The 0-1, this one swung on, fouled straight back to Boggs. Strike 2. Devastating shrug of the shoulders as Supple finds himself down 0-2. The 0-2, fastball. Rockets this one straight back on another foul ball. Supple drawing the 4th pitch of the at-bat here from Galindo. Runner took off, but a foul ball taken back to first. The 0-2 with 2 down. Fastball down the line. And it goes just right of the foul line. Almost extra bases in an RBI situation for the Merchants' designated hitter, Nick Supple. Almost going inside out on a ground ball, but it goes just foul. So this is going to be the 5th pitch of the at-bat here to Julian Galindo. And the 0-2 swung on another foul ball as Supple's aggressive approach keeps him alive here, fouling off 5 pitches against Galindo. Supple trying to straighten her out here. Galindo trying to get the 3rd out. The 0-2. This one riding high out of the zone for ball 1. Supple drawing a 7-pitch at-bat here in his 4th trip to the plate. The 1-2, runner takes off, swing and a miss, strike 3. And Galindo only escapes giving up 1 run, and he'll leave 2 stranded as Carroll still leading here Heading into the bottom of the sixth, 4-0. Tyler Jacobson still heading out to the mound for the Carroll Merchants, leading by 4. You're listening to Bandits Baseball. We'll go to the top of the order with a 2-for-2 Daniel Hernandez to lead things off for the Bancroft Bandits in the bottom half of inning number 6, as they need to get things going offensively and fast, as they only have 4 more opportunities to crack the scoreboard and a 4-run lead.
Now we have 2 cargo gift cards to give away. First winning ticket, 5-0.
And Tyler Jacobson has not even needed much of a defense behind him.
Next one, 5083.
12 of the 15 outs recorded thus far by Carroll have been strikeouts, courtesy of Tyler Jacobson. Regardless of the outcome, the Bandits are going to need to clean things up before tomorrow. Daniel Hernandez steps in for his 3rd at-bat of the day. The designated hitter out of New Mexico Junior College, in the first pitch, a looping breaking ball drifting out of the zone for ball 1. A 1-0 count here to Hernandez. And the pitch swung on, going the other way. The tip of the bat, and it gets past the second baseman. 3 for 3. Perfect game thus far for Daniel Hernandez. Truly baffling how Daniel Hernandez is on his game tonight, fresh off of a plane from Austin, Texas. And we only have one other hit from his teammate back at NMJC, Adrian Torres. A pick over, not in time. Only 5'9", 150. A 425 hitter this past spring. Look out as Daniel Hernandez is hitting the ground running. 4-0, and a quick leadoff. A ripped ball into right field, and Abel Pena. And Hernandez does not run hard enough into second base. And the throw from right fielder Ryan Booth will get Hernandez out at second, following the single from Abel Pena. It's a screaming ground ball that Hernandez had to get out of the way of, and went right to the right fielder Booth, and he comes up slinging. This one popped up from Torres as the third baseman Berg races over, makes the grab for out number 2. So the umpires now finally see the chalk designating an out-of-play zone in the Memorial Park field. So Adrian Torres will come back to bat here with an 0-1 count. So obviously a great play by Berg, but that ball drifted well even beyond the grandstands. There are chalked off areas in the field. Second life here for Torres as he fouls this one out of the park this time. On an 0-2 count here to Torres. So Torres now finds himself behind the count 0-2. Still one down, Pena off at first. And the pitch. This one above the letters for ball one. A 1-2 count here to Torres. The pick off to first, not in time. Pena slides back safely. One ball to 2 strikes here to Torres. Fourth pitch of the at-bat, fastball, and he's going to foul this one straight back. Torres still alive here, working a 6-pitch count. The pitch. Chips it straight back, and Torres continuing to battle here and defend the plate, looking for his second hit of the game. 2 hits for the Bandits, but Hernandez thrown out as Pena was safe at first before the throw. Still a 1-2 count, off speed, and that will sit down Torres as this off speed rides the chalk, and it was called for strike 3. The Bandits haven't figured out yet that you cannot leave it in the hands of these umpires. It's taken them almost through 6 complete innings, and they still have not figured that out. We now got Lance Russell up for his third at-bat of the day. 2 outs and a ball off the plate called for strike 1. Lance Russell, after a 2-for-3 performance with a home run yesterday, hasn't put it together today. 0-for-2 with a pair of strikeouts. The 0-1 swung on, flicked to the backstop, foul ball for strike 2, and an 0-2 count. A pick over to Pena, not in time. And here's the 0-2 here to Russell. The pitch, he goes upstairs, and this one could drop for the third hit of the inning as Pena rounds second. The throw, not in time. It gets past him, and Pena will score. RBI triple for Lance Russell. And finally, the Bandits get on the scoreboard with courtesy of a wild throw and heads-up base running for Abel Pena. And he is fast. So Lance Russell finally putting together down to 2 strikes on another high fastball. He this time gets it. With 2 down, Pena's off to the races. Goes all the way to third. So Russell leads off third now. 2 down for Tommy Reyes Cruz. A hanging breaking ball that drifts over the heart of the plate, and Cruz watches it for strike 1. So Cruz looking now to cut the lead in half as the Bandits are finally on the scoreboard here in the 6th. This one skied to the right side. First baseman should make the grab as Larkin goes into foul territory, and he makes the catch for out number 3. The Bandits score 1 run on 3 hits and leave 1 runner stranded. It's 4-3, still Carroll Merchants on top as we head to the 7th inning. You're listening to Bandits Baseball. start things off in the top of the 7th. Carroll still leading 4-1. Middle of the order, 4, 5, 6 due up for the Merchants as Ben Berg, 1 for 3 thus far, steps in. Reaching base by a single last time, and he scored the second of 4 runs for the Merchants. The 1-0 count from Galindo as he continues his second inning of action. Second pitch outside, fastball. 2-0 count to Berg. Galindo comes set. A pitch as this one's flicked to the backstop and swung on. Berg walking around and drops the bat. Or we got a stinger there. Two balls, 1 strike, and a nice off-speed, somehow missing for ball 3. Go figure, as Ben Berg works a 3-1 count. Fastball right down the pipe, finally called for strike 2. Somehow Ben Berg didn't like that call. Not sure why. 3 balls to 2 strikes here to the Merchants cleanup hitter. And here's the full count. And he will sit him down on an off-speed. Strike 3. See you later. Brendan Larkin. Been a huge offensive addition for the Merchants here tonight. 2 for 3 with a single and a 2-run home run as the first pitch is fouled off back to Boggs. As Galindo starts off 0-1 count to Larkin. Got the beer batter on deck, Frederick Reynolds. 0 for 3 thus far. As we got an 0-1 count. Galindo comes set from the stretch. Second pitch as this one skied to the outfield, and Pena should have no time. Torres will race all the way over to right field, and he'll make the grab on the routine fly ball for out number 2. And we'll bring up Brendan Larkin. Two outs here, nobody on for the beer batter and the catcher, Frederick Reynolds, as the first pitch, great movement on that slider for a first pitch strike. As Galindo, nobody on, still working from the stretch. And he'll come set for an 0-1 count. Second pitch and the delivery. Swung on and flicked to the backstop, and he finds himself down again, 0-2. Looking to strike out the beer batter for the second time tonight. Reynolds 0 for 3 thus far, 1K already. And the 0-2 from Galindo, the pitch, and this one's roped into right field, and Pena makes the grab. Wem Gem sliding catch for out number 3, as we'll go to the bottom of the 7th. Merchants still leading 4-1, only 3 more opportunities for the Bandits to add some more runs here, but they're still adding against Tyler Jacobson. A line out to right will end it here in the top of the 7th. You're listening to Bandits Baseball. Scoreboard still reads 4-1. Scores from around the lead. The Peak of Ames Prospects still lead the Storm Lake Whitecaps 5-1 at the end of 6. And Drew Maravich with 6 innings pitched, only giving up 3 runs to Fort Dodge.
Number 11, Aaron Cowboy Mason.
As the Lakers still lead the Gypsum Miners 8-3. And coming into the game now for a pinch hitter for Coco Kennedy. Into the game in left field, we'll see number 11, a crowd favorite, Aaron Cowboy Mason, a returning Bandit. First pitch for Jacobson, ropes right back up the middle. And a throw. And they'll get him. A tough play for Aaron Mason, but a better play for Tate Johnson from shortstop. Great grab for Brendan Larkin to put away Mason for out number 1. First pitch to Sean Ross, missing for ball 1 on a fastball. Jacobson not losing much touch after 6 1/3 inning pitched here at Memorial Park. Second pitch to Ross as this one skied to left field. It drifts foul, though. Sean Ross possessing a lot of pop in the bat, and he just got around this one. Let's look to straighten her out with a 1-1 count, 1 down, nobody on. Sean Ross standing in 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts thus far. Looking to turn his fortune. Jacobson from the windup. Fastball in the outside part of the zone, strike 2. As Ross once again finds himself behind in the count, 1-2. A 1-2. This one missing in the dirt. Ball 2, back to even in the count. Bandits still looking to get something started here with 1 down in the bottom of the 7th inning. But Tyler Jacobson still going strong. He'll start his windup with the 2-2. Fastball, swing and a miss, and Sean Ross strikes out for the 3rd time tonight. Oh for 2 already with 2 down. Coming up now is Bobby Galindo. And the Bandits' chances are dwindling here as we're down to 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. First pitch just off the plate for ball 1. Galindo with a clutch grand slam to tie the game last night at Fort Dodge. We haven't had much success, only 5 Bandit hits thus far. Second pitch of the at-bat, and Galindo just going to get the tip of the bat on it for strike 1 on a foul ball. Sorry. You're okay. One from Jacobson as this one looks just below the knees for ball 2. Looks like we got Miguel Miko Soto on deck looking to do a pinch hitting opportunity for him in favor of the catcher Tyler Boggs. 2 balls to 1 strike. The 4th pitch of the at-bat on the lower outside part of the zone. Fastball for strike 2. We got deuces on the scoreboard. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on base. The number 8 hitter, Bobby Galindo. Jacobson goes from the wind. The fastball ripped straight backwards. He'll stay alive in the count here, down 2-2. Jacobson begins his wind, and the fastball ripped in the air to deep right center as the outfielders are on the run, and he will make the grab. Ryan Booth with a great catch for out number 3 as Jacobson retires the Bandits in order once again. With 14 strikeouts, he's still going strong after 7 complete innings. Still a 4-1 lead for the Carroll Merchants. We'll head to the top of the 8th and we'll be right back. You're listening to Bandits Baseball. And we have another Bandit making his debut tonight in the gray and black and purple, as we got a right-handed pitcher out of Mississippi College, Chris Crosby. A brick house standing in at 6 feet 2 inches. Set to make his debut this Tuesday on the road at Merchants Park against Carroll once again, as we'll be back on the air tomorrow for 3:30 pregame and 4 p.m. first pitch as the Bandits travel to Storm Lake to take on the Whitecaps, who currently trail the Peak of Ames Prospects 5-1. And a live update from Albert Lee, the Lakers leading the Fort Dodge Gypsum Miners 8-4. So the Merchants, with a few swings and a few calls going their way, they take advantage in a 4-1 lead. We saw a solid pitching performance from Julian Galindo, and we'll now see a debut of a rifling right-arm pitcher out of Mississippi College, Chris Crosby. We're back here, 7, 8, 9 in the Carroll lineup for Tate Johnson. Reaching base twice by a walk and a double, 1 run scored, 1 for 2. This one just missing low and inside, ball 1. Good movement, good velo. I'm looking forward to his first start against the Merchants on Tuesday. The 1-0 from Crosby in the windup, and a rifling fastball somehow missing for ball 2. Two-out count here as Johnson digs back in. And the 2-0 fastball swung on and missed for Johnson, strike 1. As he's behind the fastball here, but still ahead in the count, 2 balls to 1 strike. The 2-1. And he offers at it for strike 2 as a slider gets past him there, and Crosby showing his stuff out of the bullpen here tonight in his debut for Bancroft. Here's the 2-2. Slider. Nice movement right there. But it looks to be just a hair inside for ball 3. And Johnson works a full count here to lead off the 8th. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Slider will sit him down for strike 3, and he knew it. First career strikeout in the purple for Chris Crosby. One down here, nobody out, and we'll have Mike Wallace stepping up. He's reached base 3 times thus far in a pair of singles and an error just a couple of innings ago. Here's the first pitch in the dirt as it ricochets off the pads of Boggs. 1 ball, no strikes here. Still a 4-1 lead for the Merchants with 1 down in the top of the 8th. The 1-0, Crosby from the windup. Slider outside part of the zone for strike 1 as he evens up the count here. 1 ball to 1 strike. And he comes set. The wind and the delivery. Another slider, another strike. He gets ahead in the count this time, 1-2. One, two. Slider, see you later. Strike 3 as Crosby strikes out his second straight batter faced. Wallace heads back to the dugout. So now we'll see Ryan Booth for his 4th at-bat of the day. 1 for 2 with a RBI single, a walk, and a flyout. A 1-0 count here for Crosby, still going from the windup after striking out the 7 and 8 batters for Carroll. And here's the 1-0. Slider looks to be just out the zone for ball 2. Great movement on his balls. He comes set. The wind, and he fires. Slider down the pipe for strike 1. Good pitch there from Chris Crosby. The 2-1 now, and the pitch fastball at the ankles for ball 3. We're seeing yet another impressive pitching debut, but the offense continues to stagger in the second straight game. This time it's been all game long as they've been just seemingly dominated by Tyler Jacobson. Swing and a miss on yet another slider from Crosby, and he works a full count here with 2 down to Ryan Booth. Here's the 3-2. Slider popped up. It's going to stay in the infield, and Ross basket grab for out number 3 as Chris Crosby retires the side in order, and we'll head to the bottom of the 8th. The Bandits needing to wake the offensive bats up. Now, as we head to the bottom of the 8th, Carroll still on top, 4-1. You're listening to Bandits Baseball. From the 8th inning in Granger, Iowa, the Prospects still lead the Whitecaps 5-1, and the Miners play one more run. As from the bottom of 7th at Hike Field, the Lakers 8, the Miners 5. The Merchants are looking for their second straight road victory as they still lead the Bandits 3-1. Only 6 more outs for the Bandits to try and chip away at this lead. And we'll now see a pinch hit opportunity for Miguel Mico Soto, an infielder out of New Mexico Military Institute, stepping in for Tyler Boggs, the catcher. Jacobson still working from the windup here. First pitch, slider, low and away. Not even getting a frame on that one, and still called strike one. Jacobson still working ahead here. The wind and the fire. Another off speed. This one's in the zone for strike two. Soto watches 2 strikes go by as Jacobson continues to thrash the Bandits offense. The wind, the fastball. This one at the ankles for ball one. We'll go to the top of the order on deck with Daniel Hernandez. 3 of the 5 Bandits hits thus far, courtesy of Daniel Hernandez. Off speed, this one drifts in the other batter's box for ball 2 as Soto watches all 4 pitches thus far. We're back to even 2-2. The 2-2 fastball. Soto goes upstairs, a foul tip into the glove of Reynolds, and it'll be strike 3, number 15. The 15th strikeout for Jacobson. 3 for 3 already today. Daniel Hernandez steps in. Tonight's designated hitter out of Austin, Texas. First pitch off speed. Hernandez lays off it for ball 1. Hernandez could potentially get things going here with 1 down. The 1-0. Fastball, swing and a miss. Looks like he might have just got a tip on that one. A 1-1 count, 1 down for number 22, Daniel Hernandez. Jacobson evens up the count. Third pitch of the at-bat, and this one low, ball 2. Quite a debut already it is for Hernandez. And he could keep it going here in his 4th at-bat of the day. The 2-1. He'll lay off it, and a good pitch to lay off, but still called strike 2. 2-2 count with 1 down. We see a left-hander getting warm in the Carroll bullpen. Can't quite get the number yet, but we'll have that. Comes to another left-hander in the Bancroft bullpen. Fastball at the ankles for ball 3, and Hernandez works a full count. Full count here as Hernandez digs back in. Jacobson still working from the windup. The 3-2 on the way. Fires, swung on, hit in the air to the right side as Larkin raced towards the dugout, and it goes out of play. Watch your lips, Bandits fans, as it's a foul ball. Second life for Daniel Hernandez. Wind starting to pick up again, temperatures cooling down. Three-two, still the count. The pitch, fastball, above the letters for ball 4, and Daniel Hernandez has reached base consecutively 4 times tonight. Seven pitch at bat, and Hernandez walks. We'll now see Abel Pena 1 for 1 with a single and a run scored. 1 for 3, actually, excuse me. As he continues a 4-game hitting streak thus far. Out yesterday due to illness. As Pena digs back in. Jacobson now going to have to work from the stretch. And he comes set. First pitch of the at-bat, Hernandez takes off, and he will take second base, the second stolen base of the night for Daniel Hernandez. And he draws great reaction off of a great jump right there. Daniel Hernandez, a future commit to the Rice University Owls, a D1, and a great baseball program down in Texas, his home state. And a 1-0 count at the plate to Abel Pena. Hernandez leads off, and this one stroke to center field. Hernandez will tag from second. The throw will be cut off, and a fly out from Pena will advance Hernandez, but it will be the second out of the inning here. And we'll bring up Adrian Torres with an RBI opportunity, but 2 down here. It's gut check time. So Jacobson looks to get himself out with Hernandez on third. Torres looking to drive in the second Bandits run of the game. With 2 down, here's the first pitch from the stretch. Fastball, big swing and a miss from Torres. The 0-1 count to Torres. Jacobson from the stretch. This one going the other way, inside out. Adrian Torres 1 for 3 thus far. Jacobson once again ahead in the count, 0-2. Fastball swung on and missed, and Torres goes down swinging. Strikeout number 16 for Jacobson to retire the Bandits. And they're going to have some serious cleaning up to do before tomorrow's game at Storm Lake. We're going to head to the 9th and final inning with the Merchants still holding on to a 4-1 lead over your Bancroft Bandits. You're listening to Bandits Baseball. Coming in to pitch for his second appearance on the season, a left-hander out of Butler Community College. Left-hander Ryan Miller. In to catch will be Bobby Galindo. At third, Miguel Miko Soto. And in at left field will be Aaron Cowboy Mason. So we're going to start things off with the leadoff man here, the second baseman, number 4, Andrew Fay. 3 outs provided for the Merchants to add some insurance. And one last opportunity for the Bandits in the bottom of the 9th for a possible second straight comeback victory. But so far, the offense has not been present. 16 strikeouts for Tyler Jacobson. Ryan Miller out of 2 great college programs. The last one, Butler Community College. Redshirt this past season. So he will still have 3 years of eligibility in his college career. The Merchants have scored 4 runs on 4 base hits. The big one, a 2-run home run for the number 5 hitter, number 6, Brendan Larkin, all the way back in the 4th. And ever since then, it's been all Carroll. So Miller going to come set from the stretch. First pitch to Fay. This one going to die below the zone, ball one. We'll see 4, 5, 6, 2 up for the Bandits in the bottom of the ninth. The Prospects defeat the Whitecaps 5-1. Hold on and advance to 4-0. The 1-1 to Fay, and this one rides high above the zone, ball two. It gets away from him on a fastball. 2-1 count for Andrew Fay, reaching base twice by a walk, 0 for 2 thus far. Breaking ball hangs up above the zone for ball three. Miller comes set, 3 balls, 1 strike. Nobody on, nobody out. This one skips in the dirt for ball four. Third walk drawn for Andrew Fay, the leadoff man for the Carroll Merchants. We'll go to the center fielder, number 2 hitter in the order, Chase Corton. Hasn't had much success at the plate today. 0 for 4, haven't reached base yet. So Fay will lead off first, nobody out here in the top of the ninth, as Carroll still looks to add some insurance. The pitch, and he shows bunt, but pulls back for strike one. Miller going to get ahead in the count here on his second batter faced here. The Lakers add 2 more runs in Albert Lee as they now lead the Miners 10-5. Looking to get to a 2-4 record in the league. Back here, a 1-1 count. After Galindo almost loses a ball in the dirt. 1-1 count. Fay still at first. Corton back at the plate. Miller to come set from the stretch. And the 1-1 as the runner takes off. The throw from Galindo not in time, and a great jump from Fay. And Sean Ross there with the backup. So Fay will be held up at second on a stolen base. The 2-1 holds off on it. It's just below the zone for ball three, and Ryan Miller on the verge of walking the second straight batter here. We got a 3-1 count here to Corton, looking for his first trip on base. Here's the pitch. Fastball in the lower outside part of the zone for strike two as Miller gets back to full. Still nobody out, runner on second. And here's the 3-2, and he'll lay off this one as the fastball rides the chalk outside for ball four. Second straight batter walk by Ryan Miller. We'll now see the number 3 hitter in the order for Carroll, Nick Supel. 0 for 3, reaching base once by a hit batter. Struck out in his last at-bat back in the 6th to Julian Galindo. Miller still working from the stretch here. He'll come set. We'll call time on the field. I believe Supel just wanted to step out of the box, try to get reset. Miller gets the pitch and comes set. The 0-0, and this one going to skirt away from Galindo. Fagan around third, but he'll be held up there as the runners will advance on a wild pitch. 2 ducks on the pond with nobody out for Nick Supel. And the Merchants looking to run away with the game here. We're going to see assistant coach Jacob Van Vactor head out to the mound. Defense will come in. And the Bandits just straight up looking sloppy here in the top of the ninth. Second appearance for the left-hander Ryan Miller. Not exactly going to plan. Nobody out. A pass ball there advances both runners. Got a 1-0 count. The Merchants could yet extend the lead here with one swing of the bat from the designated hitter, Nick Supel. One 1-0 count. Miller comes set with the 1-0. The infield's in. Pitch rides high and outside for ball 2. As Miller still not getting too familiar with the zone here tonight. Supel stepping back in. Normal debt from the outfield. Infield on the grass. A hitter's count here for the designated hitter, Supel. Looking to get a hold of one. The pitch, fastball, this one in the dirt, and Galindo makes the block, able to knock it down. The runners will be held up, but it will be ball 3 and a 3-0 count to Nick Supel. Miller going to come set, fourth pitch of the at-bat on the way. Fastball high, and Supel will go to first, and he's walked the bases loaded here. Kieran will call time, and it looks like Ryan Miller's night is done after walking the bases loaded. So Miller's night will be done, and we're going to go to a right-hander now. Coming in looks to be the big Texan number 10, Tyler Cornett, a right-hander out of Hill Community College. We'll see his second appearance as a Bandit here.
Tyler Big Tex Cornett.
Coming in here in the top of the ninth, bases loaded, nobody out. You're listening to Bandits Baseball. Tyler Cornett already one strong appearance earlier this year against Fort Dodge. Struck out 2 and snapped 1 bat in half. So good movement horizontally on a fastball here. We'll see if Cornett could get some productive outs here against Carroll. Real story of the game has just been Bancroft failing to provide much offensive support all game long, despite 3 for 3 and 4 on-base appearances for the debuting designated hitter Daniel Hernandez. So there's the one bright spot of the game for the Bandits. Once again, the final score, Peak takes their 4th consecutive win, this time over the Storm Lake Whitecaps, 5-1. Albert Lee still ahead of the Miners in the 8th, 10-5. Bases loaded, nobody out for the cleanup hitter here, Ben Berg. 1 for 4 thus far with a pair of strikeouts and an RBI single. 1 run scored. The pitch from Cornett swung on late and flicked to the backstop on a foul ball, strike 1. An 0-1 count, Cornett coming set from the stretch. The 0-1. This one riding the chalk inside. Not a bad spot from Cornett, but it'll even up the count here. 1 ball to 1 strike. Cornett still looking to record the first Bandits out here as the corners are in, middle's back. Tommy Reyes-Cruz at first base. Soto at third. And here's the 1-1 as Cornett comes set. The pitch, and this one almost getting a piece of Ben Berg's jersey on that one. 2 balls to 1 strike. Cornett misses with a ball there. 2-1 count, nobody out, bases still juiced. The 2-1, a slider that just hangs inside the zone. Ball 3. 1 batter put on could result in yet another Carroll run. This has just not been the Bandits' night here tonight. Cornett to come set from the stretch. Fires. Fastball low and away. Ball 4, and Andrew Fay will score from third, and the bases will remain juiced. Cornett walks Berg in 5 pitches. 4 hitters, 4 walks in 2 pitchers for the Bandits, as we'll now go to the first baseman, Brendan Larkin. First pitch to Larkin, and he's going to get him on the shoulder. 1 more batter put on as Larkin walks the entire way to first base. Another run come in for Carroll.
Catcher number 34, the beer batter, Frederick Reynolds.
We'll now see Frederick Reynolds, the number 6 hitter, come up to the plate. 0 for 4 thus far. Reynolds bumping his head despite being 0 for 4 as a first pitch fastball in the other box for ball 1. Cornett to come set from the 1-0. This one swung on and flicked the other way towards Carroll's side. Even up the count here, 1 ball to 1 strike. Counts even here, 1 ball to 1 strike. One. This one rides the chalk for ball 2. And the Bandits just don't seem to be locked in. 2 balls to 1 strike, and obviously we're hoping for a better outcome on the road tomorrow at Storm Lake. 4 p.m. time to start the game. We'll have the right-hander out of Tabor College and Toronto, Ontario, Canada, Nathan Arruda. Had a very strong spring, was all conference. He'll make his second start. And here's the 3-1 to Reynolds. And another walk. And this game is starting to get ugly here as Carroll has had 3 runs, all brought in by the pitchers here in the 9th. And it looks like we're going to have to see Dante Glover head out to the bullpen in an attempt to just get out of this inning. Cornette still working from the stretch here on a 1-0 count. This one low and outside, getting away from Galindo. A 2-0 count here to the left-handed shortstop Tate Johnson. Corner still in on the grass, infield middle still back, and 3 straight balls from Cornette. Five walks and 1 hit by pitch, resulting in 3 runs here, and we're down to a 3-0 count. Make that 4. 4 straight balls from Cornette. And now the Bandits are just struggling to get out of the 9th. There's going to need to be some serious cleaning up before tomorrow's road game at Storm Lake. We'll now see Mike Wallace step in for his 5th at-bat of the day. 1 for 4 thus far. Cornette finally getting a fastball over to the outside part of the plate for strike 1. 8-1 the score. The 0-1, and another one inside the chalk, inside ball 1. One count here as Cornette still looking to record the first out of the top of the 9th. This one swung on and fouled straight right for strike 2. So Wallace went down looking against Chris Crosby last inning. Almost forgot Chris Crosby made his debut back in the 8th, striking out 2 and making the 3rd guy, Ryan Booth, pop out to shortstop. So Carroll only caught a glimpse of him, and we're hoping for a better outing Tuesday on the road at Merchants Park. That'll even up the count here. 2 balls to 2 strikes on a slider that just hung inside the plate. Evens up the count here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Base is still loaded. Merchants looking to add to a 7-run lead. We see Augie Voigt and Dante Glover getting hot in the bullpen, as now the Bandits are struggling to find outs and to put away the Merchants. 8 runs on only 4 hits. The pitch, Wallace backs off of a ball that would have hit him, and we get the count back to full with nobody out. The 3-2 from the stretch and swung on, grounded back to Cornette. Galindo with the foot on the plate. Will be a 1-2 ground out to finally record out number 1. So Wallace will reach first on a fielder's choice. They'll advance Reynolds to 3rd and Johnson to 2nd. Base is still loaded, but the Bandits finally record the first out here in the 9th. Merchants still plating 4 runs in this inning alone. Cornette quickly goes back to work against Ryan Booth. A fastball missing low and inside, ball 1. The 1-0 count here, and a low and outside fastball for strike 1 to even things up here, 1-1. So Cornett here, 1-1. Fastball up in the zone, strike 2. So now Cornett starting to put it together. We see the right-hander in the bullpen, Tyler Jacobson, just trying to get loose once again after a marathon of a top of the 9th. And this is not going to be a pretty post game for Bancroft. 1-2 the count. This one flick to the net. Foul ball. So Jacobson trying to stay warm and trying to go the distance in a complete game in dominating fashion over the Bancroft Bandits. Giving up 5 hits, only 1 run, but striking out an astounding 16 batters. And the Bandits have just not been able to put it together. 1-2, and another tip shot on a foul ball. Still a 1-2 count as Booth fends off a pair of fastballs. The pitch and roped right back up the middle, and this could be trouble. Torres comes up throwing, and Galindo will get the throw, but it'll be 9-1 on an RBI single, making the score 9-1. First pitch now to Andrew Fay in his 6th at-bat of the day as he watches a fastball go by for strike 1. Following a line drive single and an RBI for Ryan Booth. The 0-1, this one on the outside part of the plate, strike 2. So now Cornett trying to orchestrate the second out here in the top of the 9th. The 0-2, a slider that just won't get in the zone, ball 1. Galindo slides to make the grab, ball 1, and a 1-2 count. 9-1 as Cornett looks for out number 2 here. The 1-2 swung on, and it will go back, hit off a gray house, out of play. So Fay still battling with Cornett here on a 1-2 count, 1 down. Corners in, the 1-2, and an off-speed getting away from Cornett as this miserable inning continues. 5 runs scored in this inning alone for Carroll. And he'll sit him down with a fastball. Backwards K for Fay. Strike 3, see you later. See Chase Corton for his 6th at-bat, 0 for 5. Correction, 0 for 4, 1 walk. First pitch fastball from Cornett as he works ahead of Corton. The 0-1, this one on the outside part of the plate, and Cornett quickly working ahead of the center fielder Corton. As Cornett finds himself up in the count, 0 balls to 2 strikes. And the pitch. This one in the dirt, gets away from Galindo, and another run will score. Number 10. Carroll now leads 10-1 following the wild pitch. Still finds himself behind the count after the pass ball, 1-2. Cornett fires down the heart of the plate for strike 3. Back-to-back backwards Ks to finally end the devastating top of the ninth as the Merchants leave the runners stranded, bases loaded, but they score 6. The Bandits trail by 9 here in the bottom of the ninth. We're going to head to the final half inning of the game. You're listening to Bandits Baseball. Update from Albert Lee as Ayers have taken away the Albert Lee lead. Bottom of the 8th inning, Albert Lee and Fort Dodge are tied up 10 runs apiece. As we're now going to go to a right-hander out of the Carroll Merchants bullpen, Christopher Christofak, number 21, as Tyler Jacobson's dominating career night ends after 8 complete innings, 1 run given up on 5 hits, no Merchant errors, and 16 strikeouts. Got to tip your cap to Tyler Jacobson, but I really hope tonight's offensive showing for the Bandits is the wake-up call we need.
Leading off for the Bandits, second baseman, number 1, Lance Russell.
We'll lead things off 4-5-6 for the Bandits here. Lance Russell stepping in. 1 for 3 with an RBI triple back in the 6th. First at-bat since then. First pitch from Russell, a dribbler to the Merchants dugout. As Christofak works ahead in the count, 0-1. Russell, a future New Mexico Lobo, a D1 commit out of Howard Community College. This pitch at the ankles to the second baseman out of Flower Mound, Texas. As this summer's pipeline states come from down south. The 1-1 as Christofak works from the windup. This one low and outside in the dirt, ball 2. Two and 1 count. Ball 3 as Christofak, 4 pitches and 3 balls to 1 strike. Russell looks for his second straight time on base. He will, as he backs off of ball 4 and buys himself a free 90. We'll now see the first baseman now, Tommy Reyes-Cruz, 0 for 3 thus far. Would have been 1 for 3, but a single waved off on a tag. So he's 0 for 3, looking for his first time on base here tonight. And a fastball that rides the chalk inside's called for strike 1. An 0-1 count here to Cruz as this one gets behind him, and Russell will take second on a wild pitch. Cruz backs off on a heater, coming straight for his back. So a 1-1 count now. So Christofak working from the stretch still as Russell advances to second. Nobody out. The 1-1 on the way. Swung on, hit in the air to center. Should be a can of corn. But the center fielder can't see it. And he falls down and he can't make the grab. And it will be a greasy double for Tommy Reyes-Cruz. It didn't look pretty, and he greases out a double as the center fielder, Chase Corton, has just not had a great night out here. Going 0 for 5, and he cannot make the grab in center field. So we got runners on third and second. Nobody out now for Aaron Cowboy Mason. A pitch at the ankles called for strike one. So Mason going to have to work from behind now, 0-1. Christofac now goes back from the windup. Fires with the 0-1. Mason lays off this one in the zone for strike two. The 0-2 now to Mason as Christofac begins the wind and the delivery. Swung on and missed from Mason. He'll go down swinging for out number one. We'll bring up the shortstop, Sean Ross. He steps in with a trio of strikeouts thus far. First pitch, a heater in the dirt for ball one. Played nearly 3 hours here. The Merchants still on top, 10-1. And the 1-0 from the wind. Swing and a miss from Ross. One count as Ross looks for his first fair batted ball here today. Runners lead off second and third. The 1-1 in the dirt and a block from Reynolds. Two and one as Ross is still ahead in the count. Reynolds sets up outside. The fastball watches it by for strike two. And Christofac quickly evens up the count. 2 balls to 2 strikes. A 2-2 count. Ross digs back in. Christofac begins the delivery and the pitch. Slow ball for ball 3. Full count as Ross looks to get on base for the first time here tonight. The 3-2 batted in the air. Popped up to the right side. Larkin races for it, but the second baseman will make the grab for out number 2. A pop out to retire Ross. Fay records the second out, and we'll now see Bobby Galindo. With 2 down, here we go down to our final out. As the Bandits still try to show some life with 1 out remaining in the game. An ugly game all game long, to say the least. And this one, a dead ball as it hits Galindo. So we'll now have to see the bases loaded. Christofac smirking after directly hitting a batter.
Next to bat for the Bandits, third baseman, number 30, Miguel Miko Soto.
Bases are juiced for Miguel Miko Soto, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. 2 down in the bottom of the 9th. Bandits still trail by 9. First pitch, this one behind Soto as Russell takes off for the plate, and he will score on a wild pitch. Scoreboard now reads Carroll 10, Bancroft 2. Runners will advance to third and second. Russell scores as Soto works ahead in the count. 1 ball to no strikes. 2 straight pitches. This one almost getting Soto. This one in the dirt at the ankles for ball 2. So Chris the Fack looking to finally put the Bandits away here as Merchant still clutching to an 8-run lead as he goes from the wind. This one off the plate, strike one. Now looking to even it up here. 2 balls to 1 strike. Bandits still down to their final out. The wind and the delivery. Watches it. Second straight fastball on the outside part of the plate for strike 2. Chris DeFack begins his wind, fires, and swung on, popped up to right. They'll make the grab, and that's the final out of the game. As the Carroll Merchants will hold on to a 10-2 decisive victory, and your Bancroft Bandits will fall to 4-1 from Memorial Park. Tyler Jacobson will hold on to the victory here tonight as Nico Mayoral gets tagged with his first loss of the summer, and an ugly game for Bancroft that will snap their 4-game winning streak to start off the 2019 summer. We'll be back on the air right here tomorrow at 4 p.m. with Nate Arruda with the start against the Storm Lake Whitecaps. After that, we'll be at Carroll for a 7-inning game at 6:45 with Chris Crosby with his first start for the Bancroft Bandits. My name is Mitchell Kieran, the voice of the Bancroft Bandits. We hope to see you back here tomorrow on YouTube. Thank you for tuning in. Final score, Carroll wins it 10-2. You've been listening to Bandits Baseball.